going on YouTube? I'm Wayne, this is Wayne's Fish World. Today we're going to be talking about how to paint the back of your own aquarium. Now, this aquarium I actually got for 50 bucks. It's a 75 gallon, and Al, if you're watching, thank you and big shout out to you. I highly suggest you guys watch this previous video right here on how to buy a used aquarium. There's great resources out there. There's Craigslist, there's local listings, there's eBay. Get the best advice I can give you if you want to use community is two things: Craigslist, and number two, get in a community. Either be online through YouTube or start a community at your local fish store. If there's already one, get involved in that. But let's get the video started. Painting your own aquarium isn't that hard. A lot of people worry about one thing, and that is getting chemicals inside of the glass, inside of the tank. Those chemicals, are they going to kill my fish? If you want to use a paint that is safe for inside the aquarium, then I highly suggest Cryoline Fusions. There's a lot of epoxy paints out there that are safe for underwater conditions, but for cheap purposes, Cryoline Fusion, you can find it at Walmart, Advance Auto, AutoZone, Napa, Lowe's, no, not Lowe's, I'm sorry, but you can find it at a lot of places. But bottom line, when you're painting outside the glass, there's no way that's going to seep into the tank. The glass holds the water in, so it's also going to hold the paint out. There's a few tools you're going to need, and everything came from a 2-mile radius. First of all, we're going to need water to keep ourselves hydrated. This paint right here, I was going to go to Cryoline Fusion, but the local Walmart's about 30 miles away, and I didn't feel like going that far just for paint. So I went to the local hardware store, and this is a premium indoor and outdoor multi-purpose enamel. I use this actually on my 55-gallon saltwater tank background. That's what we're going to use for painting the aquarium. I'm out of painter's tape, so what I'm doing is I'm using the same tape that I use to ship off your packages. I'm using that tape because, hey, it's a resource and I don't have to buy it. That's what DIY is all about. Then bubble gum, because I'm chewing that now, and then a black marker. Now you're probably wondering, what's up with the big black Sharpie? I don't like that brown. All my racks, this is the second racking system I'm going to get. I believe I'm going to get 2 more 75s, but that's another story for the future. But what I think I'm going to do is, well, actually I know I'm going to do, is I'm going to use the marker and get rid of this brown, because all my rackings, all my tanks are going to be black, black backgrounds with black stands, and saltwater racks are going to be blue with white stands. That's another topic for the in the future, and yes, I did say saltwater racks in the far future. Don't get your don't get your hopes up. That's for the far future. But right now, we're focusing on freshwater. So what I'm going to focus on is deciding on how I want to paint this tank. I've already know exactly what I'm going to do. The outside of the glass is clean. I've already cleaned that. Before you paint anything, you want to make sure that your glass is clean. Now, I've got to clean the inside and scrape some of that stuff off, but that's not going to matter for the outside of this video. What I'm going to do, for a couple reasons. One, to reflect light, and number two, to provide security to the inhabitants of the aquarium. I'm going to paint 3 sides, maybe 4. I'm going to paint the back, the 2 corners, and possibly the bottom. The only panel I'm going to leave existing to the eye is this panel right here. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because one, it's more secure for the fish, and it reflects light. I believe keeping a closed system for your fish is best. That way they're not stressed out as much. When you're deciding on colors for your background, you really want to choose a background color that's a solid color. When you go into Walmart, Petco, PetSmart, local fish store, and you get these backgrounds of aquariums, that's not what you want. Yes, you can add on to it and possibly make your aquarium look good. The only background that I think actually looks good that's already got a pattern is 3D backgrounds. But when you're selecting a paint color, these are my top 3 favorite colors. Black coming in number 1, deep blue coming in number 2, and white coming in number 3. Now, you're probably saying, why would you paint your background white? Multi-purposes. It all depends on what you're trying to showcase, what you're trying to do. A lot of those naturescape aquariums, Iwagumi tanks, a lot of those really high-tech systems really look good under white paint, white backgrounds. And some will even go the extra mile and have like a gradient effect in their paint. I'm not doing all that. That's a little more advanced. I'm not going to show you guys that in this video. But some people will have gradient effects so the lighting looks more dramatic in the aquarium. So what I'm going to do now is something very simple. I'm going to take my tape, and I'm not going to show you guys this on the video because if you can't figure this out, something's wrong. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the corner edge of this glass. I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to get it as close as that seam as possible. And what this will ensure, I'm going to go ahead and press very firmly on the corners, and I'm going to continue that all the way down. And what that's doing is blocking off extra spray. Now, a lot of people will not press hard on these seams on the corners, and what happens is you have like a little bit of spray coming off into your aquarium because that spray or paint leached underneath the tape. So I'm going to go ahead and finish taping this up, and I'll come back at you guys. Okay, I'm back, and you guys can see that it's Christmas time here at the 75-gallon tank, and you know, I did an extra step, and I figured I might as well do this to show you guys, to give you a little tip, because I've done this in the past, and I've kicked myself in the butt. Now, you're probably thinking, what if I get spray or a little bit of paint inside the aquarium? When it dries, you can scrape it up with a razor blade or something, you know, like a credit card, something that's really got a flat edge. You can scrape it right off. That's going to be no problem. But to save yourself a lot of hassle, A, you can flip your tank over upside down, or 2, you can do what I did. You can tape or mask up the top. That way, there's no spray going in there. So, there's nothing else to do except for paint. I probably picked the worst day to do this for you guys, but I'm off today and I go back to work tomorrow. I've been loving the last 2 days off. When you're painting the back of your aquarium with spray paint, more than likely that's what you're going to do. You can use a roller, you can use air compressed sprayers, but the easiest is spray paint. What a lot of people do is they're going, shh. That's not what you want to do. You're going to get streaks. And eventually, if you put enough coats on, you won't be able to tell. But what you really want to aim for is to start your spray about 3 inches to the edge of the corner, to another 3 inches on the other side of the corner. And what I mean by that is make your passes like this. Start, go. When you're applying coats, and that's why I really love this stuff, it goes on so thick. But when you're making your passes, make them light. You might have to go over it a couple more times, but so what? You don't want drippage. So once again, what I'm going to do, very lightly, back and forth, very quickly. That's one layer down. And once again, you saw how thick that stuff went on. If you want this paint, that's what it's called. It costs a little extra, but man, does it work. So, that's one layer. And luckily, it is a windy day, so it's going to dry a lot faster. For the bigger sides, it's going to take longer, obviously, so I'm going to shake my can up a little bit. And I'm just going to start. Like I said, we're not trying to hit everything with our first layer. We're just trying to get a light coat going over the entire pane of glass. can smell the fumes. Now, someone's going to be commenting saying, Wayne, you should wear a mask. Absolutely. The problem is, I'll put it bluntly, someone might not care, but I'm going to die one way or another. And when my time comes, my time will come. And, you know, obviously someone could say that, well, you can protect yourself to help you a little, and you're absolutely true. So I suggest to you, before painting, get yourself a mask. Help yourself out. Stay healthy. Be safe. You know, nothing's fun if you get hurt. Very simple, guys. Very simple. That's pretty much it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the camera short because I know you guys don't want to watch me paint this aquarium for another 30 minutes. I'll come back at you guys when the first layer is completely done. Pookie. Pookie. See my fishies, huh? Better not eat them. Anyways, guys, here's the 75 gallon. I'm not even done with one coat of... can't talk. I'm not even done with one can of paint. And it's covered every side that I needed it to. I'm going to go over it a little longer, a little later when it dries a little more. Luckily, it's a somewhat windy day, so it's definitely going to dry very quickly. I'm going to get a complete overdo. It's going to be overhauling on your fish tanks when this is done. Guys, an aquarium background can make or break your aquarium. If you don't have a background, I mean, your tank can still look good, but I'm telling you, a background can make it or break it. I'm amazed. I am amazed. This one can is almost done. It's probably got about 5%, maybe 4% left paint in there. But this one can, I believe, adequately put 2 coats of paint on a 75 gallon, 3 corners, a back and 2 sides, and a little bit of trim. I'm pretty much amazed. I have to admit, if this was Krylon Fusion, I think it would have ran out. Krylon Fusion did come up with a new can called Krylon Fusion Max. Maybe that'll do more than this can. I'm not sure. I wish I could have had another can. That way I could have went side by side and give an analysis review. But other than that, guys, I'm going to let it dry up a little more. I'm going to take that tape off and we're going to get a look at it. So when I was filming this video, I put the camera in my truck, had the window down, the door wide open, and placed the camera in the shade on my charger. And when I went to go back and get the camera, it croaked out. It wouldn't turn on. I don't know if it overheated or it just did its time. But long story short, the camera's done its work. It's done its money worth. It was one of the best Valentine. It was the best Valentine present I ever received. And I've got a new camera just like it, just newer and upgraded. And you guys are about to see footage with my new camera. Alright, I'll take the rest of the tape off later. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to seam off the glass one more time in a different pattern. And I'm going to go ahead and make that trim black. Absolutely, look at the difference, guys. Look at that difference from a plain tank to a tank with a solid black background. It makes the tank look more elegant, more, it pops, it stands out. It's just lush, dense coloration. So all I have to do is clean the glass up inside and out, put some paint on the trim, call it a day, ready to move this tank in the house. I'm back, guys, with my new camera, and I'm hoping that the audio is excellent on this camera. I can already see on the screen that the picture is just damn. Wow. I don't know where I left off in this video, guys, but this is a 75 gallon. I've completely painted the background, all the sides. I put the screen on there to make sure no animals fall in there or anything. I've got to bring this in the house soon because I don't want a limb to fall on it. It holds water. It's great. Al, thank you very much. But we also have tropical hurricane store Juan Pedro. Oh, what the hell is his name? Waheen, something like that. Waheen or something like that. You know, the media is going to hype it up and everything, but there's a risk with all this rain we're getting that tree limbs could fall. And I pray every damn storm we get that this one right here does not fall. This is a maple tree, right? That thing is huge. It's not, you know, it's not the biggest tree in the world, but this is a very, very, very big tree. But the tank is painted. It's ready to go inside, guys, and I'm so happy with it. Also, what I'm also doing, just a little update in this video, I'm pulling some of the platyfry in the house now. The water's getting kind of cold. It's definitely almost time to bring them in the house. It's going to drop to 61 degrees tonight. But another thing is, my koi are doing great. Let me feed them. I haven't showed you guys the koi in so long, and I don't think I'm going to go underwater in this video, but I might do it in a future video. But the koi are getting big. They're doing great. The water's dirty as hell. I have to clean it. I know that. But the koi are growing so much. They're doing so well. The pond's doing great. Everything's doing great. Mother Nature's doing a water change for me. It's doing an auto top-off unit, guys. But if you like this video, guys, because I know this video is going to reach out to a lot of people who are new to my channel that are learning how to paint an aquarium. If you want to see updates and stuff like this all the time, definitely hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, like it. I'm going to go ahead and film a video for preparing for natural disasters and power outages with your aquarium, guys. But I bring great content to you guys every week. Comment, rate, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully you like this new camera because I think it's going to be good. Can't wait to put it on the computer and take a look. But comment, rate, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next week with another great video. Same time, same place. See you next week. This is Wayne with Wayne's Fish World. Later.